And identity politics has again dominated discussion in the United States this week after President Donald Trump's ambiguity in condemning right-wing hate groups protesting the removal of Confederate statues in the country. The president was increasingly isolated on the subject, with military chiefs, lawmakers and the country's top business executives breaking with what appeared to be a defense by the commander-in-chief of white nationalist protesters in Charlottesville, Virginia, who were responsible for the death of an anti-hate group protester. A top United Nations human rights official also called on the U.S. to combat rising racist violence and xenophobia and to prosecute perpetrators of hate crimes.
These were the scenes that would literally trigger a racial firestorm, and rising criticism of a president who, after condemning them, forcefully equated neo-Nazi and white supremacist hate groups with those groups protesting their bigotry.
We've issued a statement and we've made it very clear that we are both shocked and horrified, as well as being outraged by what has happened. We are shocked and horrified by the racist hatred being shown by white supremacists, by right-wing groups and by neo-Nazis in Charlottesville over the weekend.
In his latest tweets on the subject, President Trump has expressed sadness that the country's history and culture was being, quote, ripped apart with the removal of our beautiful statues and monuments, while accusing the media of totally misrepresenting what he has said on hate and bigotry.
On one side that was bad, and you had a group on the other side that was also very violent. And nobody wants to say that, but I'll say it right now.
Business executives balked, with CEOs and union leaders resigning en masse from 2 presidential business councils, forcing the president to disband both. Protests have erupted nationwide, but also in capitals around the world.
I'm from Virginia, and so this is really personal for me. I've lived in Berlin for the last 2 years, and it's been disgusting and very hard to watch the direction my country has been going while I've been away. And so I think it's important to get involved in any way that we can in the country that we live in and support those causes and values wherever we can.
The last election has really shown that, and even before the election, I mean, race is an issue in America still, and it will continue to be. I think that's, only increasing under the current president.
The UN has called for clarity from the White House.
We need clear, unequivocal statements which will remove any of the comfort that white supremacists may feel at the moment. It's really important that that sort of comfort is removed and that it's given no quarter in the great country that the USA could be.
And if history is our guide, this president is unlikely to walk his comments back.
Does anyone know I own a house in Charlottesville?
Only be described as a dark week for the country. There were moments when the best of America came to the fore. For example, when thousands gathered at an impromptu candlelit vigil in Charlottesville on Wednesday night, singing songs like We Shall Overcome and Amazing Grace. And while many here look to this President of the United States for moral leadership, he remains a divisive figure in a country in desperate need of greater unity. Sherman Bryceby's SABC News, New York.